What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Friday. Got a nice 8-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with my money six, my favorite six plays on the slate. Before we get going, like always, if you could spam the like button, let's try to get over 100 likes on this one. Thank you. If we can hit that. And a quick note again, make sure you're following me on Twitter for any updates on the plays. The NBA is the most important one because there's so many late-breaking news that can change the slate. And we saw that last time I made a video. Jaylen Brown was ruled out with an illness. I pivoted to Marcus Smart, who had a good game, and also Steven Adams was out. And I tweeted out that he was in my updated plays, and he did really well. So that's really important as I'm uploading these videos around like 11 a.m. or something like that in the morning. It's before a lot of the news can break that really change the slate drastically, where it opens up a lot of value. And if you miss out on those value guys, it could be a difference between cashing and not cashing. So really important there to follow me at MoneyWebby. Let's hop into it. The first guy up, Russell Westbrook. This game is going to be likely very high scoring. The over-under is 241 of this game. Crazy stuff. Last time out, they scored over 300 points combined with the Wizards. Not sure how that happened in that game. But Russell Westbrook, another triple-double. I mean, 17, 10, and 12. He's had 2 triple-doubles in 4 games, almost 3 games. He was 1 assist away against OKC. And I think he's just the better value compared to Harden. I mean, Harden obviously could go off any single game. But with him coming off that huge performance, I could see maybe a little bit of fatigue a little bit after that game. Maybe they turn to Russell Westbrook a little bit more in this game. And also, I think he is the better matchup going against Kyrie Irving, who's definitely not known to be a good defender, especially against a specimen like Russell Westbrook, who just could take him off the dribble every single time. And Kyrie Irving typically can slack off a little bit on defense, especially in this kind of high-scoring game where I think he'll let Westbrook get his. So at 9,800 here, I think he'll be able to flirt with a triple-double again. A high-paced game. His minutes have been up a little bit the last 2 games at 35. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Just more savings compared to Harden. And if more ownership is on Harden, you could just pray that Harden has one of those kind of bad shooting nights and Westbrook is able to fill it up like he has been all season long. And then we're going to go with Sabonis. Another one here where I think we could get him at a little bit lower of an ownership just because his price spiked up so much from 7,900 to 8,700, but for good reason. Miles Turner is going to be out of this game. We saw last year whenever Turner was out, Sabonis was having big-time performances, like over 50 DraftKings points in some games. And I don't even know if I'm pretty sure he wasn't even starting. He might have been coming off the bench for a few of those games, but he wasn't getting the minutes that he was getting that he's getting this year so far. I mean, 36, 39, 33, 36. Some really promising minutes for a guy that always is very effective and limited minutes. So I think that's a really good sign going into this game. Some more potential rebounds for him with Miles Turner out. Cleveland also a pretty soft matchup for big men over the past year. Tristan Thompson hasn't been that great defensively, and I think Sabonis could bully him down low. He's just a very talented post player, has a good jump shot, and he can get it done in a multitude of ways. I think he'll be able to get a double-double here, and anything on top of that, it will be extra because he does have some solid passing ability as well. He can put up some assists, so I think that could be potentially going up again here without Miles Turner. Just more usage for him in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy, and I feel like his salary is still worth it because there is some solid underpriced guys. And I think Sabonis is a really safe option that can give you 45 to 50 DraftKings points on this slate. And for my second guy, I'm going to go with Caris LeVert at 6,000. Same game here, like I mentioned, a really high-scoring, fast-paced game. And similar to the reason with Russell Westbrook, he'll be facing off against James Harden. James Harden, we know, in these kind of higher-scoring games can take off some plays on defense. We saw Bradley Beal go off against him the other night. And Caris LeVert, still that number 2 scoring option to Kyrie Irving. He's gotten consistent minutes besides the game against the Knicks. It might have been the foul trouble that kind of weighed into that, but 37, 39, and 33 minutes. 2 of those games, I believe, did go to overtime, so a little bit inflated there. But still, around 30-plus minutes. And I always like his offensive scoring in this kind of atmosphere here. Like I said, high-scoring, fast-paced, I think can really play into Caris LeVert's favor. Westbrook, pretty solid defender. Maybe can hold down Kyrie Irving a little bit and have it be the Caris LeVert show here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. And I'm going to go with Draymond Green as my fourth guy. This is the game environment I think that always favors him, like these kind of grinded out games where I don't know. Draymond Green seems to always do good. I feel like his numbers against the Spurs are typically good. And the Spurs have been playing at a faster pace as well this year, and their defense hasn't been as stout as it typically is. So I think this game does have the potential to stay close enough. D'Angelo Russell can still run. I think he's just a more natural point guard. So with Steph Curry out of the fold, I think D'Angelo Russell will have a little bit more success in this game. And maybe that just the short-term injury of Steph Curry will be a little bit not as big of a factor just because D'Angelo Russell can kind of slot into his role. And I feel it goes a little bit awkward with D'Angelo Russell and Steph Curry to begin with, where it's like two players that kind of need the ball in their hands, as D'Lo isn't really like a guy that just is there for spacing and a pull and pop kind of guy like Klay Thompson could be. So I feel like it's a little bit more of a natural fit. Draymond Green also can kind of run some point forward here in this game for D'Angelo Russell. And I think I'll be able to fill it up if this game does stay close. We saw the one game that it stayed competitive throughout. Draymond Green was able to get a triple-double. So, I mean, he has that kind of upside, especially with him seeing some run at the center. He can get some more rebounds. And they're going to need his scoring in this game. So I think he's going to have to step up. Last time they responded very well after they got blown out. And he had a really good game. So at 7,700 here, I think he has really good upside. Definitely some risk there, as the potential is they get blown out again because they've been playing so poorly. But I think the risk is worth it considering his upside. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then I'm going to go with Derek White finally as the fifth guy. Well, actually, we have a sixth guy as well. But Derek White with Dejounte Murray out for this game as it's a back-to-back. They're holding him out. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't seen him officially ruled out, but it's looking like he is out for this game. And Derek White would slot into that starting role. And we saw last year, really solid scorer when he's given the opportunities. Even this year, when he's getting limited minutes, he's been able to put up 20 points on the field the last two games in just 25 and 26 minutes. And like I said, Golden State definitely struggling this year. Their defense has not been good. D'Angelo Russell, not a great defender himself. So I think Derek White will be able to get his in this matchup at 5,200. Some more potential minutes. Maybe he gets closer to 30 minutes in this game and sees some more usage with Dejounte Murray out. He is priced up a little bit with that in mind, but I still think he's a solid play in this matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. I want to go with Seth Curry. Steph Curry is out, so maybe Seth Curry will have a little bit of a performance in remembrance of Steph Curry over the next 5 weeks after he's out. And 3,300, I think he's a solid value considering that he's starting now 25 minutes the last two. He's always been proven as a solid scorer when given the opportunities. So maybe the Mavericks like what they've seen from him so far, and they continue to give him some more looks. I think he's a good fit alongside Doncic, who Seth Curry doesn't really need the ball. He's kind of a guy that just gets hot when he is able to see one fall, and more of just kind of a jump shooter, doesn't need the ball in his hand. So at 3,300 here, I think it's a solid spot going against the Lakers. And I feel like he's just a good value considering his scoring upside with the more minutes coming his way with him just starting at shooting guard. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my sixth guy. I don't know why I keep on messing that up, but Russell Westbrook, Caris LeVert, Sabonis, Draymond Green, Derek White, and Seth Curry. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like in the video. If you did, over 100 likes is the goal. If we can hit that, it means a lot. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Continue to get these NBA DFS picks. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, like I mentioned earlier, for any updates on the plays if anything changes or any more injury news does break that kind of opens up some more value on this slate. So good luck here tonight. Hope you guys kill it and win a ton of money, and we'll see you back here again next time.